Alright, so I'm tackling a project that's been bugging me ever since we set these grow shelves up. Because of my craft tower and school supply stuff, we could not have these spaced so that they weren't so on top of each other. And so I was ending up with hot spots on the shelves because the three lights would overlap in the middles and stuff. And I could not get to the switches easily to turn them on and off. So because they are two different types of shelves, this one's got slats and that one's got holes, the black fence twists that I'm using don't go in the same way. And so the lights were like catty corner also. And so they were just not fitting together the greatest. So I'm going to go through this stuff and condense it, organize it, get rid of some of it, and try and move it into the living room with the other craft cabinet I have out there. Because all I have left in the house is this one too. The rest of it I've moved out to the garage. But there's not a lot of space left out there, so I have to make this fit in the house. But then that way I can have a space between these so that they're not so overlapped. And having like, basically it was like, because I had 3 and 2, you know, I'd have 5 lights right in the middle and it was super hot. I'm actually going to go ahead and set up 2 lights on there and there on each shelf, at least on these 3 on both sides. I really am going to stick the stuff to the bottom. I have a better idea of how to do seeds next year and how to rotate them around so that I won't need as many shelves. I definitely will not start nearly as many because the setup seemed to work so well. And then I can bring the other shelf that I had right here in front of this patio door back in. Right now it's outside holding the seedlings that are hardening off so that they can be planted. And I think I'm only going to run 1 light on each shelf now because it's making the house incredibly hot. It's just uncomfortable now. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm wiping the shelves down, cleaning the floor up, rearranging everybody. I've only got, you know, the few little seedlings left in here. But I want to make it so that all of this stuff can be clean and organized and stuck onto the shelf. So it's not in our walkways anymore. And it's just better organized. So if I can get it to 1 shelf, that would be awesome. Ideally, I'm going for this one because this one is kind of covered up by the other shelf that comes in here, and I have it in an L shape, and it goes right there. But then I can take 2 of the lights that I still have back here and stick it on those bottom shelves too, and they should be able to fit in okay down here. Shoot. Now that I'm thinking about this though, if that shelf is there, then it's going to be even harder to get to these. Well, crap. Alright, so I gotta undo that and move it all around again because when that comes back in, it's going to be a beast to get to it. Oh, the joys. Yeah. Glad I figured it out now before I got everything else plugged in though. I don't even know that I need the heat mats anymore. I'll leave those plugged in but turned off. So that can stay, which is actually that one down there. And actually might still work out okay because the heat mats are going to stay in the bottom one, and the 2 fans will plug into the other 2 spots that are still down there. So, and those would just stay on. And the fans would be good at nighttime anyway. So I think that'll work. And then this one I can lift up and set on that other one, and it would be okay. So, yay. Okay, no more work. I was wiping down the shelves with that bowl of bleach water, and my Cupid darts got bumped and fell into the bleach water. I was only able to save 3 of them, so that is sadness because that was my most favorite flower. And I am using my wood burner to melt holes in the plastic so that I can get the hooks in it better so that they sit straight and not cockeyed. So all kinds of awesome fumes going around in the house too. But it will make it so much better if I can condense this stuff down so that it's not so much of it. Should classes happen in the fall, and I'm actually teaching a growing class to kids this time. So some of this stuff I had bought just in case that happens in the fall. And so I can shove it back here and I don't have to see it for a while. But ideally, if I can get this gone and just have it nice and organized on the shelf, that would be fantastic. So yeah, I'm still trying to downsize more. We have been in the tiny house mode for a while, just because we are a family of 5 and lots of critters in a smallish home, which we are still very thankful and very blessed to have. But we are continually going through a cycle of, if we're not using it, it needs to go. And so, unless it has significant memories attached to it and whatnot. And so we are continually revamping, revisiting the things that we own, and truly only keep what we use. And so that is what I'm working towards. And a lot of the fertilizer stuff needs to go out into the yard, and that box back there goes to the fruit trees. So, and I need to fertilize them again anyway, so that box should be gone. So that does help considerably. So we'll see. I had to just sit for a minute. I got hot. I had to drink some water. My husband made us chicken fajitas, and I'm just so hot I couldn't even eat it. So I gave it to the childling. And I thought, well, I'll share with you guys what I'm doing. So yeah, one set of lights on each shelf for the things that I'm still working on growing, or the things that I'm trying to do for the fall and whatnot. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Look at how bad she is. She's trying to eat my baby onions. I have been throwing them worms too. Oh, I see you guys. There's my baby onions though. One. I'm getting ready to put some straw back over them, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reds, 6 reds. And then I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 yellows. Spanish onions, I guess. I'm going to cover them back up with straw. Then, ow. I got my store-bought eggplants in, and I was getting ready to put all of them in here, and the carrots did germinate. Figures. I got Gallia melons planted here, there, and up there. I have got 1 ground cherry there. We've got peppers. This is the pepper patch up here. All kinds of them. The artichokes are mixed up there with the cabbage. Potatoes are starting to come up. We mulched the, well, Naya, I say we, the asparagus, so they're all lined up in the middle now. And I'm losing it. My back is breaking. Oh, I still have so much to do. We cut down grass in the front and brought it out here and gave to the chickens to dance around and eat. And then the ducks, it might live, maybe, because we dumped the pools there. So if we cut any more down, I'm going to bring more of it in here, which will be good. But I think we're just going to get water on these guys, and I'm just going to have to call it quits because my back is killing me. Some guys are starting to get a little bit of sun scald, but they're hardened off, so we're going to call it good. It's just finding places for everybody now. Right? Right? It's so dry. We've got to get water going. So that's what we're going to do. Look at the corn. Can you see it? Oh, I hope everything lives. Look, we got our first radishes. Oh, and they're spicy, delicious. They're fantastic. I told the oldest, I was like, we got to come thin them out a little bit. They're not growing. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, they are growing. Awesome. And we still have quite a few. Happy day. Happy freaking day. We'll go put them in a salad.